You know that feeling when you see a beautiful place and you think, I wish I could just live here. You know that feeling. Yeah, good. Well, this time that fantasy is possible. This is a city built into a mountain. What would you do if a city had been carved into a mountain, and every answer only birthed another question? Well, let's find out. Stay with me. By the end you'll hold facts, at least 3 cold mysteries, and a sense that some questions simply won't fold neatly away. Here are the basics. Machu Picchu sits on a narrow ridge. Cliffs fall away on either side, cloud like a curtain. Known to locals for centuries, the outside world found it in 1911. But discovery is not explanation. The terraces, the paths, the plan. Each element feels intentional, as if someone arranged the mountain itself. And yet, who ordered a city where the mountains seemed to refuse human logic? Wait, the next detail will ask you to reconsider how labor and belief met here. Walk the stones. They speak first in silence, seem so tight a knife cannot slide between them. Ashlar masonry, blocks fitted without mortar, edges like engineered poetry. Modern engineers marvel. Archaeologists call it expert craftsmanship. The practical explanation, teams of masons, tools, ropes, is plausible. But listen, the exact choreography, how they moved weight up, impossible slopes, remains incomplete. That gap between what we can prove and what we can only imagine is where mystery lives. Soon, the single detail that makes many engineers scratch their heads. Machu Picchu is carved to drink. Terraces hold soil, channels take mountain water and pitch it with gentle precision. The system controlled erosion, irrigated crops, and sustained an active population. It is not merely beauty, it is applied science. Think of it as an agricultural laboratory. Display, demonstration, and dominion. The landscape itself became a statement of control. Coming up, the stone that hitches the sun, and the argument that it might have been more than ritual. At the citadel's heart stands the Intihuatana, the so-called hitching post of the sun. Light and shadow were read here. During solstices, the rock throws patterns. Alignments are real. Was it a precise astronomical instrument, a symbol, or both? The answer depends on the context, your privilege, ritual, observation, or authority. The safest reading honors all 3. The Inca turned sky into schedule and story. In a moment, the evidence that links these stones to power, not just piety, who lived here. Excavations show finely finished temples, domestic compounds, and spaces that read like both home and stage. One prevailing theory, a royal estate, an elite retreat. Another, a pilgrimage center, pulsing with seasonal visitors. A third, a hybrid, palace, theater, laboratory. Imagine governors, priests, farmers, all moving along the same terraces, each performing a role the stones expected of them. Hold that image, because the rituals we find are real, but not always what stories made them. Ritual traces appear, offerings, deposits, occasional human remains in context. The Andes show ritual acts at high places, that history can be sensationalized. Stories of mass sacrifice or cult horror sell headlines. Evidence, however, is careful and specific. Ritual occurred, but the scale and meaning must be read with nuance. Less horror, more human complexity. And later, we'll examine the hard data that separates myth from measure. Why was Machu Picchu abandoned? There is no single neat answer. Political upheaval, disease, shifting resources, changing trade. Anyone could have nudged people away. The mountain's remoteness shielded it from Spanish records. Its silence became secrecy. Most likely, abandonment was multifactorial. The site's life was shorter than some imagine, and its afterlife longer in stories and in cloud. Because it resists easy explanation, Machu Picchu birthed dramatic theories, lost super technologies, outside builders, even extraterrestrial help. These are tidy headlines. They fail under the slow, patient work of archaeology, stratigraphy, radiocarbon dates, tool marks, landscape context. The strongest explanations are human ones, ingenuity shaped by social purpose. Still, the site invites imagination. That tension is its lasting power. Recent remote sensing has redrawn the map. Hidden terraces and networks extend beyond the familiar citadel. Machu Picchu was not an island wonder, but a hub in a larger engineered landscape. Agriculture, roads, and ritual paths stretching into the mountain. Each new method closes one gap and cracks another open. So what should you carry away? 2 things. Respect for concrete facts, the stonework, the water, the ritual traces, and a patient appetite for the unknown. Machu Picchu is both human triumph and stubborn question. It demands curiosity, rigor, and a little dark wonder. If you want the single most surprising technical detail that engineers still debate, check the pinned comment, linked video next. Thanks for watching. Subscribe for more.